Lana forgot that sometimes we do fans.
I did. I was like, ooh.
This is a fabulous cast, so you know what? We can do that.
Okay, work.
We can do that. And thankfully, I don't have to hold my microphone this entire recording, like another recording we've done recently where I had to hold my mic the whole time. I did figure out what the issue was.
Good.
Because I turned on my noise canceling. So that's what did it.
Cool.
Anyway.
I'm sure this audience could care less about your
This audience couldn't care about it at all. But anyway, hi. Welcome to the Cup TV, part of the Currently Unnamed Podcast Network, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Gay. I am drinking water because hydration is of the essence of Hall. I also have a gorgeous blood orange energy drink today because it's that kind of day. It's just a busy day. We're back to not really full-time podcasting, but a lot of podcasting again. So, we got to be caffeinated and hydrated and ready to talk about some reality stars.
Absolutely. And hi, I am Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because I love me some tea. Purr. And if you have some tea to do, hit me up. I forgot to run and grab me something to drink, and right before I remembered, the record button started, and I was like, oh, well, then I guess I have nothing to drink. But it's okay. I don't need anything to drink. I'm not thirsty anyway. But I do have my cup mug. And that's a panel full of cup mugs, panel full of cup mugs. Beer.
I love that you can see it more from my microphone than your lights currently because it's bright out.
It's so bright outside, but it's okay.
I love it.
You can get your cup mug or any of our cup merch at lanagscreations.etsy.com, where the link will be in the description below. And we do ship domestically here in the United States, Mexico, and Canada, and internationally. So there are no excuses. Period.
Yes. Well, after teasing us for 47 years for this damn show to come out, we're finally here to talk about the GOAT. And I gotta be honest, I'm a little disappointed in these first 3 episodes that they dropped for this show. It sure is something.
I maybe am not as disappointed as you, but I'm a bit underwhelmed by some of the things that happened in these 3 episodes. And I thought after I watched the first episode, because we got the sneak peek of the first episode, I watched that, and I was like, okay, this could be something. This could be interesting. And then the second 2 dropped, and I was like, it's going to be like this.
It is going to be like this. I want to talk about the format, and I want to talk about, the people that are involved, because I think that we're going to talk about all 3 of the first episodes that dropped. I don't think we're going to do anything in a super linear format, honestly, for this one. Simply just because there's a lot of kind of nothing to talk about for a lot of it. Is a lot of, what we have going on. But we're going to dive into that. Before we do that, make sure to subscribe if you've not already, because we've got a lot of content coming down the pipeline for almost all things reality TV, and maybe just TV in general. We've got a lot of fun stuff behind the scenes going on for the Cup TV. So we've got a lot of potentially scripted TV coming your way, more reality-based shows as opposed to reality competition shows. Because we're moving out of a period of having a lot of reality competition shows. So I think we might have some more. This is going to be the reality competition show for a minute after next week.
Yeah.
So, but we've got, we're going to try to do Love Island, y'all. We're going to work on it. We're going to attempt to. And then obviously Big Brother in July. We're very excited about that. So we've got a lot of stuff coming over here. We've got 3 other channels as well, where 2 of them, quite frankly, were a little bit more active. We're in a lull of reality TV right now. There's not a lot of reality TV going on, so we're not, doing a lot of reality content, but we are doing a lot of stuff over on the Cup Ringside, which is our newest channel for almost all things wrestling. So go check that out. Lana runs a tight ship over there, so make sure to go check that out. All of those links, as well as our audio podcast links and our membership channel links, are available in the description below, so go check those out. But yes, Lana, let's dive into this cast, this situation. This is who we've got. I'm going to be honest, I knew about half of them going into this.
I knew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people going into this.
I also knew 9 people. And I'm pretty sure it's the entire top row and then the middle row, excluding Jill.
Oh, well, I knew 9 and of 1 extra. So, because Alyssa Edwards, Justin,
sure.
is who I knew of. But
Yes.
I knew the entire top row.
Yeah.
I knew everybody in the middle row except Jill. Don't know her.
I know of Jill.
And then I knew everybody. Well, I knew Jason, and that was it.
So I obviously, I'm going to be very honest here. I think I can speak for both of us. The main reason we're watching this show is Davon Rogers, point blank.
Absolutely.
That is
Mother, queen, icon, legend. She is the moment. Come on now.
And did you see her tweet the other day?
Yes.
Where she was like, maybe I shouldn't have given the challenge dust because I think that's where I belong.
Absolutely, because this group of people here, these mixed reality
this ain't
stuff,
it.
they ain't it. They're not it, because maybe they did not come to play, and they get mad at people who actually are playing the game, which this is a game for $200,000, and they expect people not to play. What?
Well, I think the unfortunate part of that is, if you look at this cast, there are only 4 people, maybe technically kind of if you count Reza from his time on the Traitors, but I don't. There are really only 4 people on this cast with a competitive reality TV background, that being Davon, Wendell, Joey, and Tech.
Yep, absolutely.
That is automatically going to mean Alyssa.
I'm about to say she did when she was in the All Stars and they did the whole competition thing. So she did that, and she know what it's like because it is competition.
Okay, then I'll say 5. I'll say 5,
which is surprising to me because for this whole situation. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, it's interesting, and it kind of automatically puts those people on a bit of the back foot because they're coming into this with a very specific mindset of this is a competitive reality show. Mm-hmm. No one else is coming into this with a competitive mindset. And what I've noticed watching the first 3 episodes is that a lot of these people are playing this in a similar way to how we felt with the first 2 seasons of The Traitors US. Specifically with the Bravo people. Because not a lot of the Bravo people know how competitive reality shows work. And so they're taking this in a lot more of a personal situation where it's based on relationships and it's based, and we saw that with the Traitors. We've seen that with a lot of the housewives that have been on the Traitors specifically. And so that was the one thing I noticed most out of anything is that a lot of the Bravo people are kind of treating this like how the Bravo people on the Traitors kind of took that game, where they're basing it all on relationships and they're not really thinking in a strategic mindset because they're not used to that.
Agreed. I agree. I mean, I feel like a lot of people are playing, like you said, playing this game with personal, feelings and relationships, and this is who I like. This is who I want to, play this game with, and not thinking about the person that I like is the person that can beat me. I need to get into people who can beat me and get them out of here, but they're just thinking about, oh no, this person's my friend, and I'm going to play with my friend. And
Yep. So I was like, some of these shows also, I was like, Holiday Baking Championship.
But we love Jason.
I'm not mad at Jason.
I love Jason. Like Jason is cuter as a bug on a rug in a cute little pet shop.
He seems lovely.
A lovely individual. I love him to death. That Southern charm is just everything to me. Yeah. But on a show like this, it just sticks out like a sore thumb because, like, what are we doing? It's just wild. And like for him being the only person from a baking show, like we don't have nobody from Top Chef. We don't have nobody from.
Could you imagine if they brought someone in from Chopped? That was my exact thought. Was like, what if they brought someone in from Chopped?
Like for real, like they could have brought in one of the judges from Chopped or one of the contestants, one of the big.
Oh my God! Like Alex Guarnaschelli on this.
Or Scott Conan.
Oh my God! Amanda Freitag. Amanda Freitag would have caused drama.
I think you bring in. Oh my God! You bring in like Scott, or you bring in Marcus.
Oh my God! Absolutely, yes.
Or what's my girl? Antonia.
Oh,
absolutely.
Anne Burrell. Oh my God.
Burrell will bring in drama. And I don't even like her like that, but she will bring in so much drama. I would love it. I would live for it. I would be down for Anne Burrell.
My God.
Oh my God. Yes.
And here's what I'll say about this show so far. And obviously we're 3 episodes in. It is a season 1.
Yes.
I think the format of this is actually a really good format.
Agreed.
So you compete in an individual challenge for immunity, basically. And then you divide people into 2 teams for the elimination challenge. The losers of the elimination challenge then have to nominate people, and then it is a group vote with a potential tie-breaking vote coming from the GOAT of the week.
Right.
I think that's a very simple, straightforward, and good sort of. I think it's a very good format.
Absolutely.
I just think the difficulty here is that a lot of these people, I don't feel like Amazon briefed these people on competitive reality TV. And it shows.
Yeah, it's kind of like they just was like, here, let's grab all these reality people. They know what good TV is like, and then let's put them on the show and see what happens. Like, we're not going to tell them about, we won't give them competitive reality TV show knowledge or like, this is what we're looking for. It was like, you were big on your show. You were good on your show. You were good on your show. Let's bring you all here together and see what happens.
And I think a lot of the picks, honestly, are picks that I probably would have made. Like Tayshia being the pick from The Bachelorette, absolutely. She's one of my favorite Bachelorettes. Joe being the pick for Bachelor, absolutely. Davon, period. They made the right choice. Thank you. Justin getting picked for Drag Race, absolutely. Tech being the choice caught me off guard a little bit, but in a good way, because I do like Tech. I don't think I would have picked Tech.
I mean, I probably wouldn't have picked Tech either, but I feel like this is a good speed for Tech now.
It's a refreshing choice.
Absolutely. And I feel like the challenge people who are older, who have been in the challenge for a while, this is a good show. For like we saw how well CT did on Traders. That's a good show for CT. He could absolutely go back and do the challenge some more if he wanted to, but he doesn't need to. And I feel the same way about Tech. Like, this is a good speed for Tech. Tech can show how he's slowed down a little bit age wise, but not slowed down enough where he can't get in there and compete and do challenges and do the things like he needs to do and still show why he was on the challenge to begin with in the first place. So I think it was a refreshing choice. I agree with you. Very not what I expected from the challenge, but glad it wasn't typical like Johnny Bananas. We've seen Johnny Bananas on two different shows already, and he flopped in one. So we don't need to see Johnny on another show where he could, potentially run the whole thing or flop. So
here I was gonna say, where is a Bad Girls Club choice here?
I mean, I don't know, because honestly,
that would have been a nice addition. Honestly,
I don't know who else would have done it besides Tanisha.
Rocky.
I don't
Rocky.
know.
Oh,
I don't know her like that. So
I'm like,
might have been.
I'm mostly thinking of girls from Bad Girls Club All Star Battle, because that's honestly most of where my Bad Girls Club knowledge comes from.
But Lauren was the perfect choice for Love Is Blind. Like, you couldn't go to
from what I know of Love Is Blind, I agree.
Oh, absolutely. Lauren or Cameron would have been the perfect choice. Like, they are Love Is Blind. Everybody else is secondary to Love Is Blind to them. Like, there is no other couple. I mean, not another couple, because there is some more couples who still together. But there is no other couple that is the face of Love Is Blind besides Lauren and Cameron. So they were the absolute only two choices that would have made sense from Love Is Blind. And everybody else, I don't really know.
From what I know of Vanderpump Rules, Kristen is someone that was very prominent over the seasons, so that makes sense. Jill being one of the more established New York housewives, that makes sense. I don't know Paula like that from 90 Day Fiance. She seems entertaining. I'm not upset at her so far.
So far.
And she's working with Davon, so I'm fine with it.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean?
CJ, I wanted to like CJ more, but then I'm like, nah, girl.
We'll talk about where CJ ends up. But
let's get into some episode. This part of the first episode.
Yes. A little bit. And I want to start with our host, Daniel Tosh.
You know what? I'm not that bad at him. I'm not that bad.
I want to be more mad at him being the host than I am. I think he is. I think there are several other people I would have liked to see on this as the host. I just don't particularly like Daniel Tosh in the same way that I don't particularly like Joel McHale. It's that very specific brand of white man that tries to be too funny.
I think you're overthinking this, because honestly, that's the perfect brand for a host like this, of something so ridiculous like this show and how House of Villains was. You need somebody so stupid.
Oh, I agree.
Ridiculous and so obnoxious and over the top. Like, it just made sense for a Joel McHale. And then this Daniel Tosh actually makes sense with this, because he's so unapologetically not afraid to do anything and will say anything. And like, I like how he's approaching this, because now I like how he's much like, oh, I'm the host, but I'm also a reality star who has to do confessionals, when they told me several times that I don't have to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. I love that bit.
That's where I'm like, okay, that's cute. I think he knows where he is, and he knows the kind of show he's hosting. And in that regard, I just don't particularly love that brand of white man. But with that being said, throughout these 3 episodes, I have enjoyed him in the way that I have grown to enjoy Joel McHale on House of Villains. But this first challenge ripped basically straight out of Survivor.
Which is what they said. And which, this is also what I loved about the format, is that they were like, we're going to take every piece of different reality shows, and that's going to be the theme of the week.
Now, here's what I need. Here's what I need. I need them to do that challenge that Davon did in BB18, where she had to hold her arm up.
Ooh.
I need that as a challenge, so she can get her redemption.
Period. Because she could have stayed up there all day. But yeah, I mean, I love that this first week was Survivor week. The second week was Bravo week, and then the next week after that was Talent week. America's Got Talent. Like,
where's Amazing Race?
Where is Amazing Race?
Bring on Becca. Bring on Becca from Amazing Race. That would have been great.
Where's American Idol?
Where's The Voice?
Where's The Voice? It's a lot of shows out there that they could have brought people from, and they just didn't.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, first season, I'm giving them some grace. They can expand and do more things later on. But like Survivor Week, this first challenge, they had to hold the coconuts or the balls or whatever it is.
It was a coconut.
It was a coconut on the platform, on that little thing, and they just had to hold it.
Balance a coconut on a plank on a disc while standing with one foot on a post. Straight out of Survivor.
And I was like, this seems familiar.
And I love, and I will be the first to say, I don't particularly love Wendell.
No.
Especially the information that we now know about Wendell. I don't love Wendell. I will be speaking specifically in this instance about the character that is Wendell on this show. And he's smart. It is Survivor Week, and he is not about to put a target on his back because he could have won that challenge. Hands down.
Absolutely.
He throws it. So we end up down to Tayshia and Justin. It's going to be so strange referring to him as Justin. So I'm probably going to go back and forth between Justin and Alyssa, if I'm being honest. Just it's been very strange. But ultimately, Tayshia wins the first challenge. And I was like, yay, Tayshia! And not for long. But then we go to the elimination challenge. She puts Justin, Tech, Davon, CJ, Joe, and Reza on her team. And this is where, I don't love Reza.
Mm-hmm.
But I love that Reza called this shit out. And day one is like, hey, so they didn't complete the actual rules of the challenge the way that you explained the rules of the challenge. So... But this challenge was also stupid.
It was like, build a raft, float across the pool, get something, come back, and then throw something somewhere.
Like, I want this show to have a House of Villains budget. Because the House of Villains challenges were good.
Yes.
These challenges so far, it doesnn't seem like they... and again, it's season 1. I get it. But I'm like, I want to see this, like, with a bigger budget. Like, this challenge with a bigger budget would have felt a little bit more high stakes.
Yeah.
But the orange team does technically win. However,
right, but...
Reza is like, so the rest didn't hold 50% of their bodies.
Which,
so...
That's what the rule said.
That's what the rule said. And I just love the instant shift in Davon from, fuck, I lost, to as soon as they were disqualified, she was like, hell yeah! I love Day. I love Davon so much. So the losing team has to decide who they're going to put up for elimination.
Yeah. And everybody votes.
And we get votes. And it comes down to a tie.
Yeah.
Between, of all people, Joey and Jason.
Yeah. Huh?
Confusion
City. Like, I was like, wait.
Because Joey was talking about, okay, weaker players should be nominated for elimination. Because he comes from a competitive reality TV background. I mean, the circle is not...
super competitive.
It's not super competitive, but, like, it's not super competitive in the way that people are interacting directly. And I think that was actually... I think that was Joey's number one downfall, honestly. Is he's just not used to a game like this where you're interacting in person.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he could have been a little bit more subtle about his moves.
Right.
Because ultimately... half the people voted him out.
I mean, and he literally, like, creeped Tayshia out. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
He creeped Tayshia out and, like, hey, girl. Like, nobody wants that. She's not...
And Tayshia even said she was, like, potentially interested in working with Joey.
Right. But then you came on, like... So, girl.
Just because she's the Bachelorette doesn't mean you can do that.
Right. And you just like, so just don't vote for me. I mean, we could work together. What you think, girl? Right? Like you too.
No.
And she was just like,
no, ma'am. Now
Right.
where's Jasmine Masters on this show?
Ooh. Man.
That's who I want for season 2.
I mean, give up your wish list for season 2.
I would love at the end of this season, I would love for us to do fantasy casts.
Sure, maybe.
I think that would be fun.
Work.
But that does ultimately mean, because we have a tie, the vote goes back to the GOAT of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't know that I love that the GOAT of the week also votes. Like, if you have immunity, I feel like you should be like, I mean, that's also how Survivor works. So, like, I guess, I don't really know. It was just strange. And I mean, mind you, had that happened and Tayshia didn't vote, Jason would have gone.
Right.
So, like, ultimately, I think I'm fine with it. It just felt weird that then like, I'm thinking in a Big Brother mindset, but this voting sequence is very much so in a Survivor mindset.
And very much like, I feel like if you have immunity like that, you shouldn't vote, like House of Villains, like
that's like Big Brother. That's kind of where I'm thinking of it. But
I kind of think I like that aspect of, because if your vote, or you vote and it doesn't count unless it's a tie, like, you know what I mean? And so that.
I also like that they were able to plead their case to Tayshia directly. Ultimately, it didn't really matter.
Right.
And Joey was voted out first.
Absolutely.
Not at all who I thought would go home first.
Nope.
But
not in a million years, but sure.
All right. Bye, Joey. Now, I watched this first episode and I was like, oh my God, this is so cute. I'm so excited for this season. Like you said earlier, Lana, I was like, episode 1, great, cool, love it. Wonderful format, beautiful people, great. And then it kind of just goes downhill from here. So we go to episode 2. This challenge also felt a little crapped up. So it's trivia.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't know the right answer, you have to go through the mud to see a list of 3 answers.
Mm-hmm.
And then
go back through the mud.
Like, but then if they got it right, it was still like a full point.
Right.
I feel like if I was the producer of this, I would have done, if you got it, you get like a full point.
Full point. Right.
If you have to climb through the mud to get the help and then come back, you get like a half point or something.
Absolutely.
Or like 2 points or 1 point or like something like that. Like that's just what I would have done personally. But then all the questions were like Real Housewives and like pop culture, chess. I was like, the fuck?
It was like, we're gonna give you what you think might be the question, and then we're gonna switch it up on you. Like,
and I wanted this to be more along the lines of the challenge trivia, where it's just general knowledge, because I think that feels the most fair. Obviously, we're in Bravo week, so I get it, and like I do understand that, but I'm not like the most thrilled at this. But ultimately, CJ wins, and that doesn't surprise me. And I don't mind CJ. I did like her on F-Boy Island, I will say.
I didn't watch that show, so
I watched most of it, and I liked her. And then soon I stopped liking her. But what I did love about this episode, Lana, was the elimination challenge. Because this is where we got Teresa Giudice in the sky. I loved it. Where's Teresa on this show? Is she still in prison?
Yeah.
Is she out? I don't know. I don't know anymore. So our elimination challenge, we have CJ picking her team. She picks Paula, Justin, Davon, Joe, and Tayshia.
Mhm.
So basically, most of the people from the winning team from the episode 1 elimination,
Right.
which becomes a common theme. We'll talk about it, but we're running a Bravo themed reality race.
We have to start by flipping a table.
You got to flip a table, Teresa Giudice style.
If you don't flip, you got to put that tablecloth back on that table and flip it again.
This challenge was cute and stupid. And this is the kind of stuff that I'm like, this is cute and stupid. You then have to throw silverware into a bus tub. And I was like, of course, they do a Vanderpump style challenge. And Kristen is sitting out because there were too many people. Loved it.
After you toss the silverware in the thing, then
Yeah.
you take the buoy and you have a life raft in the circle, and you have to throw it on top of a buoy and put 2 of them because that's the below deck reference from the Bravo world. And sure.
And I was like, they were doing it, and then Davon and Tayshia couldn't get that damn silverware, and I was like, no!
Davon kept tossing it over, and I was like, no, this is very
Davon, I need you to get your shit together, Davon!
I was like, Davon, under. She was like, I heard my daughter telling me to go under, and when I started doing it, it was right. And I was like, yes. Like, oh, it was so crazy.
But,
was so crazy.
The orange team, which was not CJ's team, ended up winning. Tech and Jason in this challenge. 8 down. It's like, yes, Jason, you do it. I was like, oh, Jason.
I love Jason.
I feel like Jason would be the most random winner of this show, and honestly, I'm very here for it at this point. If it's not Davon.
Absolutely.
If it's not Davon, at this point, I think I'm rooting for Jason.
Jason or Tech for me. Like, one of them.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So then, because the purple team lost, they had to figure out who they wanted to go home. And this is where we kind of see that alliances are starting to form, and shocker, it's a gender divide. Woo, how
original,
groundbreaking even.
We move. Anyway, so the girls decide they want to work together and they go do this, and the guys pretty much will go into work together. The he's, the days, and the gays. That's what they said. The he's, the days,
literally.
And I was like, okay, work. So,
all right.
Sure. So this left Tayshia in a bit of a pickle here. Because the other person, the only guy on the team, the other person that was eligible according to the Women's Alliance was Joe. Tayshia's like, Joe's my friend. But Tayshia,
I believe they've been on Bachelor in Paradise together.
Absolutely. They have. Absolutely.
Because they're not going to vote out, because everyone else on that team is a woman or Justin.
And they were like, we're not voting out Justin, because we're not doing that, and we're not voting out another woman, so it has to be Joe. And then the other side is like, Reza was like, Tayshia's a strong girl. We got to get a woman out of here, and it needs to be Tayshia. Now, I know. I'm not gonna say what I think I'm saying. I'm gonna think about Reza. I'm gonna save my reservations for Reza.
Your reservations?
My reservations for Reza, but I do have reservations. And I'm just gonna
there are trends and tendencies present, and that's all I'm gonna say about the matter.
That's all I'm gonna say. But
I'm gonna say fuck Reza though. I don't like Reza, so I'm just gonna say fuck Reza. But like,
I'm not a fan of Reza.
But there are trends and tendencies.
Let's just say that. And
I saw it too, so I'm with you on that for sure.
I'm keeping moving, and I'm not going to say nothing else.
So,
but Russell wants to get rid of Tayshia because she said Tayshia's a strong person. She won the first challenge. She was the GOAT of the week last week. Tayshia should go.
Which, if you look at it objectively speaking, is a very valid reason to want to take out Tayshia.
Absolutely.
Now, had Tayshia just kept her mouth shut, we wouldn't have had any issues because at that time, the women had the majority.
But here we go. Tayshia wants to be sweet and kind and warn her friend that it could be him. And Joe was like, oh, well, then if you think it's me, I'm going to make sure it's you.
And then she goes and tells the girls that she told Joe about the alliance. And so all of them are just like, well, no.
Which is, here's where I was like, y'all are dumb and not thinking about the game. She told this man about the alliance, right?
Mm-hmm.
He has to go now because he knows about the alliance.
Exactly.
So we send him out the door, and then we send her out the door next week. We can act like with her, oh, it's all good, girl. We good. Don't worry. We understand why you did what you did. It's good. Next week, send her out the door.
The moment we have the opportunity to send Tayshia home, we're sending Tayshia home. But it doesn't need to be this moment because we need to keep the majority. And that's kind of what Davon was a little alluding to.
Trying to tell them.
But
everybody was all in their feelings. How she told everybody, oh, that's it, plan over. She got to go. I was like,
I don't remember the 3 people that still voted out Joe. It was Davon, and I think I don't remember who else.
It was
Lauren?
Who voted out Joe? Lauren, and it was CJ.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
But all of the other women were like, nope, Tayshia got to go. Tayshia got to go.
Tayshia. It was Tayshia. Tayshia was one of them. Tayshia.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
Devon. And I think Lauren. Or CJ. One of them.
I don't remember. I don't remember. But, well, that is that on that.
And Tayshia.
And I was... No, I was so bad. I mean, she did it to herself.
She did it to herself. She talked too much.
I was just so excited to see Tayshia on this show because I love Tayshia. She's one of my favorite bachelorettes. But girl, you did it to yourself, girl. And just when you think that this show can't get any more buffoonery, riggery, and straight up tomfoolery,
clownery.
Let's talk about episode 3, where this is it's talent show week.
Mm-hmm.
For the elimination challenge, we are performing at the Untalent show.
Mm-hmm.
But each cast member has to score the other routines from a score of 1 to 11.
Mm-hmm.
But the twist is that you can't use the same number twice.
It's the number game.
This is where Davon's strategic knowledge comes in handy.
Period.
Because not only does she have strategic game experience, but she's also an actress. And I was like, this is the iconic moment for our queen, our mother, my birthday twin. We have the same birthday, which was last week. Happy birthday, Davon. I love that she was like, oh, I'm going to juggle, but instead, I'm just going to make it a moment.
It was, first of all, I love how they had to just pick a talent. You couldn't just have your own talent and be like, this is going to be my talent. No, they had to go randomly select something.
Literally.
And that was going to be their talent. So people were like juggling, baton twirling, animal noises.
Joe was doing something with aerobics. I don't even know.
Aerobics. It was just all over the place and all different types of crazy things. And we had our guest judge, William Hung from American Idol. And I was like, not y'all getting for the Untalented show, Mr.
The most untalented person.
It was like that.
Where is he on this cast?
He should have been there. But I was like, William would have been chef's kiss. It would have been great to have William Hung. But it was nice to see him doing this, and it was fun that, and so it was fun. I thought
if we're gonna get cameos like that for the rest of the season, then I'm cute and it's cute, and I'm gonna enjoy that a lot. So.
Absolutely. I thought it was a cute, challenge for them to do. But like you said, this is where Devon showed that she is very much a strategic player, and she is here to play this game. And some people did not appreciate this. And I was like...
But also, okay, so here's the part that confuses me. So nobody else really, we get down to the final contestant, and no one has beaten Devon's score. The last person up is Reza.
Yes.
So basically, people have to give Reza
the leftover
the only score they have left.
Right.
Which in a lot of cases were 10s and 11s, which was lovely for him.
But for Devon,
pops up with a 2. And people are getting mad at Devon.
She's low, purposely scoring people low. And I was like,
Lauren, what the fuck?
Like, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely she is. But also when it comes to Reza specifically, she had 1 score left. She can't help this a 2. Right. Huh? I was like, we're playing a game, aren't we?
Right. We don't know we playing a game, and we're supposed to just...
This is a game.
Right. We're going to rate Lauren if we like it. Like, oh my God, I really love that. No. If everybody really loves that, I can't really love that.
Exactly. And I was like, Lauren, you need to know better. Lauren. Come on, Lauren. Lauren.
But she wasn't on no competition show either. So I like Lauren. I get it, but she don't know.
I know.
I get it.
But because of her strategery, Devon is the GOAT of the week.
Woo!
Period. And it could not have come at a better time.
We sure needed that, baby.
Because
somebody is on the warpath. Somebody's mad. And when I say somebody, I mean Justin.
Devon and Justin get into it, and I was like, "Oh no, not my faves fighting!" But it was like a car crash that you can't look away from. Right. I was like, "Oh God!" But also, "Oh, this is so entertaining!" But "Oh God!"
I mean, Justin is upset that Devon talks about the game and plays the game and wants to, it's all about the game. Like, why can't you be human? Like, show us your human side, and you just all about the game and da da da. And I'm like, what?
And this is where I think what Devon has been doing in this season so far is good. I don't think her game's been perfect so far, because the thing with Devon is she did come into this with a very, very strategic mindset. Obviously, because that's all she really knows from the other shows that she's competed in. Words are hard today. The other shows she's competed in. The difficulty is, I hope she is able to adapt her game to meet where these other players are at while still staying, a step ahead of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's my worry for Devon moving forward. Because I think if she doesn't start to show a little bit of that quote-unquote humanity like they were saying, which I don't agree with, but if she doesn't start kind of adapting her game personality to what these people want to see, I don't think we're going to see much more of her.
Right.
So I hope she can be a little bit more adaptable in the way that she plays, because this is kind of the first time we've ever really seen Devon play from a dominant perspective.
Mm.
We're so used to seeing Devon being the underdog, Devon being back up against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even know that she really recognizes how she needs to go about playing this game, being in a more dominant and forthcoming role.
Mm-hmm.
I hope she can adapt. I have faith that she can. But seeing her in all of these arguments that happen in this episode, I was like, this doesn't surprise me, because of just the position that she's in. And I don't think she's used to that. And I don't know that she knows necessarily how to adapt to that very easily. And I hope she can.
Mm-hmm.
Did that make sense? I don't know if that made... Okay.
No, it makes sense. It definitely makes sense.
I love Davon. I'm going to be real when it comes to Davon.
Right.
I'm trying not to be too biased towards Davon.
It's hard because I love...
It's very, very difficult because I want to be like, nah, Justin was wrong, blah, 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 blah. I think I'm going to specify, in this argument, I think what Justin was saying was understandable from his perspective. I don't agree with it personally, but I understand the perspective that he had in this. And I think that some of the things he was saying in this argument made sense for Davon.
Okay, so here's where I will push back a little bit because
totally.
I feel like his argument was... I feel like he only said that because Davon wasn't doing what he wanted her to do. Like,
I agree.
I don't think his argument would have been like if CJ was to be like that and was be very strategic in the game. I don't think he would have been quick to tell CJ, you need to show your human side.
Yeah.
Because he likes CJ. Yeah. I think this was more of, I'm not getting along with Davon, and I don't think I like her that much. And so I'm going to tell her, girl, bounce, because you ask me a question, and then when she tells you the answer that you don't agree with, now she got to bounce. No.
Yeah.
What's the point of you asking the question if you only want the answer that you want to hear? I'm telling you my perspective, and then you didn't even let her give her explanation to the question that you asked her. You just was like, girl, bounce. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And I was like, you're foul for that. Because first of all,
I agree.
You ain't talking to nobody. Like if I was Davon, I'd be like, who you talking to? Like
I love Davon. I'm surprised she didn't in this moment.
I'm happy that she didn't because
I'm happy she didn't.
This is her pulling back because I know people they try to get that from her and it's triggering for her. And I don't want her to go on another reality show and feel like she always got to pop off.
And she has to be, I don't want her to come out of this experience thinking that she is being portrayed as the angry black woman. I don't want that for her. Unfortunately, from what I've seen on socials, I'm already seeing it, and I feel really...
And it's not her doing. It's these other people who like to call people aggressive, who like to go on other podcasts and let the host say she's a thug or she is, you on a quadzilla. Like, F you, Reza. I don't curse. I'm not going to start, but F you, Reza.
Fuck you, Reza. I'll do it for Lana. Fuck you, Reza.
You're trash. And you're trash for letting that go on in the podcast that you were in. But that's whatever.
It gagged me too, knowing that information and also seeing that the person that was trying to calm her down in this moment afterwards was Reza.
Right. But child, I ain't buy it when he did it, and I'm not buying it now. Like, I knew what he was doing was all an act. That was for the cameras. That wasn't because he cared. Yeah. And his actions afterwards is showing his true colors. Baby, I'm not buying it. But yeah, I don't think she this is very triggering for her. Like, she don't want to come off on this like she did with Christmas and on All Stars. She don't want to come off on this like she did in the challenge with people provoking her and pushing her to the point where she is, because she has a temper and she knows that. Yes. And first of all, let's not act like there's something wrong with having a temper. We just got some people who have a temper, and it is what it is. And it's okay to be passionate and upset and get physically upset about something somebody has said or done. It's okay to have a temper, but not everybody wants to be shown in that light all the time. And so I understand why she was kind of like, and then after the whole thing with Justin, she was like, you know what you want? I'm going to get out of here because I'm going to do something I don't want to do. And I don't want to be seen as this person. So I'm going to leave. Yep. And he's still like, I don't want to talk to you. It just bothered me. So for me, Justin is kind of like at the bottom of my list of people who I want to like on this show. this show. Maybe they will have a arc where they can redeem themselves, a redeeming arc. I don't know, but for me
I
right
hope
now,
I hope so. Just because I do like Justin. More so, I like Alyssa. I don't know that I particularly like Justin on reality TV,
right?
but I like Alyssa on reality TV. So
I like
that's
Alyssa on Drag Race and drag stuff, but
yeah.
Justin can go kick rocks. But yeah, that's what I feel right now about that. But even after Devon took the time to calm down and they all calmed down, the next day they go into the elimination challenge and Devon pulls Paula over and she's like, listen.
And Jill, I think, was a part of this too.
Yeah, Jill, we didn't get to see the conversation with Jill, but she already had
allegedly Jill is already a part of the conversation.
Jill is already in the plan. She knows. But we see the conversation between Paula and Devon, and they were like, listen, Jill is in with this. I need you to be in with this. I need you to just throw the challenge. And Paula's like, what? Like, I know it sounds crazy. I know I'm asking something that's just crazy, but I need you to throw the challenge.
Yeah.
So Paula's like, okay.
I do like this relationship between Devon and Paula, I gotta say. Mm-hmm. I'm like, all right, Paula. Come on, Paula. I'm here for it. So Devon picks her team for the elimination challenge, being Justin, Lauren, Paula, CJ, and Jill.
All right. Now, Lauren, CJ,
you couldn't have put one other man on that team, Devon. This is where I think ultimately, from the origin of this plan, because I actually think this is a genius plan.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a genius plan.
I would have put Reza on that team, though.
I would have put Reza on that team instead of CJ.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had CJ on that team. I would have had Paula on that team I would have had Reza on that team instead of CJ. Because if you're stacking it, if you're trying to lose, I get the perspective of having quote unquote weaker people on there. But like CJ has been consistently better in challenges so far than Reza. So I'm gonna put Reza on my team to make sure.
I would put one of them on there.
Well, Jason's been doing well in challenges, though. That's the thing. So, and if your plan is to throw it, like, I'm more confident about Reza not being good in a challenge than Jason at this point.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But as we see the challenge go on, she should have picked Tech.
She really should have picked Tech.
She should have picked Tech in hindsight, because Tech is he's trying to look for loopholes. And he got disqualified. Girl. So the challenge was they had to pick up the bat, spin on the bat 10 times, and then as you're dizzy, go through this maze of boxes, and get to the tires things and do the tire steps, and then get on the dance floor and strike a pose. That's the challenge. Baby, I don't know what Tech was doing, but Tech's there. I spin this way, and then I spin this way, and then I spin this way, and then I spin this way. He never did a full spin at all. It was just whoop, 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 and then ran, and then got to the thing, and they were like, no, sir. No, you're disqualified.
It was so funny. Like, was Tech in on the plan too? Like,
but on the wrong team.
On the wrong team. Yeah, no.
It was so crazy.
They go through with the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Devon's team loses.
Yep.
And then Wendell. So Devon goes to Wendell, Reza, and Jason and says that she wants to get Justin out. And Wendell is majorly pushing back and wants to instead get out Lauren. And neither one of them are having the other's plan. So Wendell goes and grabs all of the
he's, days, and gays.
The he's, days, and gays. And CJ.
And CJ.
Because they need a majority here.
And CJ loves Justin because CJ has 2 dads too. And she knows the struggles that Justin has been through his entire life, coming up into this world, being a drag queen and all of those things.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can appreciate the commonality of your stories and how you can empathize and, you know, all that stuff.
And I'm not necessarily mad at CJ in this scenario.
It was the perfect pitch to do this. My only problem is you didn't even push back on Lauren, who is in your alliance.
Allegedly.
You made this whole trifecta alliance. And you still decide you couldn't tell Wendell, hey, not Wendell, not Justin, not Lauren. Could we maybe do Jill or Paola? Like, that would have been the goop gag of the century for them to do that. But he knew he couldn't because Reza would not have gone for that because those are his Bravo girlies. And Lauren is the Netflix standalone now.
And then they actually go through with the plan. They vote out Lauren.
Yep.
And Lauren decides to be like, well, y'all need to look out for... Oh, I'm so sorry, Lauren. What were you saying? Davon? You need to look out for Davon?
And Davon was like, wait, what? I didn't vote for you.
I voted out Justin.
And so Kristen is like, it was your girl CJ who voted you out. Lauren didn't want to hear none of that. Lauren is like, whatever, Davon, I see you. I was like, because Lauren also had a problem with the fact that she was like, I know Davon is throwing this challenge. Like, look at her, it's obvious they throwing this challenge. It's completely obvious, I know it. So she wasn't happy with that.
What Davon needed to do was loop Lauren in on the plan.
Yes.
She needed to loop Lauren in on the plan, so that way Lauren wouldn't have been upset. That was like the one thing I think that could have completely altered the way that this went down.
Yes. But Lauren is upset. Well, she's upset with Davon. She calls out Davon. Davon's like, I didn't do it. I voted for you. Kristen lets Lauren know that it was CJ who did it. CJ is sitting there like, oh. Ooh.
And Kristen pulls a full Vanderpump and just goes off. And I loved it. Loved it.
I loved it. I was like, yeah.
I don't know Kristen before this. I don't know if, amongst the Vanderpump people, I don't know if we love Kristen or we hate Kristen. But in this moment on this show, I'm loving me some Kristen.
Baby, she went off. She was like, it was CJ. She did this. Y'all know. And she said something to Justin. And Justin said, all you care about is the bottom. Now,
so there was a little bit before this.
Okay.
Before that. So Davon and Justin start talking. Justin is upset about Davon throwing the challenge, which I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Davon is like, do you not realize you're playing a game?
Right.
Justin decides he's going to walk at this point and says, you can bring Lauren back. That's when Kristen says, Justin, you're in. We love you. That's when Justin says, Kristen, you don't love anybody but the bottle.
And I was like,
girl.
Because Kristen is a recovering alcoholic.
Yep.
And so I was like, that was the lowest you could do to somebody who's trying to get their life together. And
I'm going to ask a question. I don't know, and I don't remember from the show. I'm not defending Justin here because what he said was shit. Did Justin have that knowledge?
Absolutely, he had that knowledge, because why would you say it if you didn't?
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yeah. I think he watches Vanderpump because he was very much
probably
of Vanderpump. And so I think he knew, because that's not something you say if you don't know that somebody's been going through some alcoholism in their life.
Yeah.
Like, I would never just be like, Logan, you lose the bottle if I don't know you drink. What if you don't even drink? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I don't know that. I mean, I know you
with
drink.
Lana, I might.
I know, but
socially.
but I would never say that to like David. Like I'm like David, all you do is you love the bottle when I know he doesn't drink.
It's
but
just
it's just
it's a frustrating situation. Justin does not look good coming out of this. Davon doesn't look like she's in a great game position right now either.
It's crazy, it's tragic, and then we leave it at people. CJ is not welcome back in the girls' room because they are mad. They calling her all kind of names and things, and she's like, I guess I'm sleeping up here with you guys. And then Justin's like, go get Lauren, I'm leaving. And they're like, no, you're not leaving. And then Wendell and Davon is like giving Wendell the evil eye across the room, just like, I want to murder you. But that's how we leave it, because next week we'll find out what else happens. We're done.
Wild occasions. And we will be back next week to talk about this show, because oof,
indeed. But if you stuck around with us, we appreciate you. So hit the subscribe button on your way out. Do all the buttons to let us know you support us, and we appreciate you. Go follow all of our other channels. All of those links will be in our description below. Hit the membership if you want, here or on Patreon. Do follow us on all of our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You can also follow Logan and myself, because why not? And you can always get your cup merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. The link will be in the description below as well. And we're gonna get out of here because we got more GOAT to watch. So
literally.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye.